trying to get the nerve affirm that I'm the only one who you should give of your affection. But you were watching me from your window. Your bag was packed and you were raring to go along with me. And on this ride, all my attention you've got. Ooh, I could tell by the way you were looking at me I was found. For you counted down, you watched my every move, like a blind man finally seeing something. I've been finding every road has led to you. Hey, all I've ever wanted is to play hide and seek. Oh,
Present. So this is for you guys to wear today. So you don't get the foot ones, but you get prettier ones. Okay? Just shake it. What do you think it is? What do you think it is? You don't know? You think it's $1 million? Oh my God, what would you do with $1 million?
My phone over there somewhere.
My dad? I think my dad's too big to fit in there.
No, I think your dad.
Yeah. I just want to take my dad with the
Tiniest humans.
No?
Tiny humans.
Yeah.
I'm open it already.
Alright, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know. One is like normal.
Good luck. Okay, smile at me.
I can open the top. This is the
Can you smile at me?
You got broken. Go good.
Exciting.
That's fine. Now we put it on the ground.
Yes, or I'll hold it. Play by play, y'all. Play by play.
I think that maybe we can fix.
Is it beautiful?
Oh my
God, that was way more obnoxious than I thought it was.
Better now than later?
Oh my God. Yes, better now than later. Wow, that was.
Can you show me your necklace?
Oh my goodness.
Oh. Looks like a sea one. Looks like a sea. No, I think it's a necklace.
You want me to put it on?
No, but I think it's not for. I think it's not a necklace.
It's a great.
well, under the setting sun, we started off and played this game. You are it and I'm on the run. I know I'll never be the same again. Well, everything I've ever dreamed of, you've got. Ooh, I could tell by the way you were looking for me I was found. For you counted down, you knew my every move, like a wise man. Swimming in a crowded pool of fools. Hey, but all I've ever wanted. You say you'll take me just the way I am, but out the welcome mat and I'll walk through. Yeah, light the candles and we'll start again. I'm gonna count to 10 and come find you. You know I'm gonna find you. this is real. This is how I feel. I'm falling into you. Like an acrophobiac skydiving, I jumped out and I left my parachute. You see, all I've ever wanted is to play hide and seek with only you.
How are you? You may be seated. Well, good afternoon. First of all, on behalf of Stephanie and Mark, I want to take this opportunity to welcome all of you here today. Thank you for making whatever arrangements you needed to make in order to be here and share this special day with them. I'm sure in the years to come, as Stephanie and Mark look back on today, one of the many reasons why it's so special to them is because you were all able to be here and share it with them. And we thank you for the gift of your love and support at this special time in their lives and in their love for one another. Who is it that brings this woman and the blessings of her family into this
My name
marriage?
is Stephanie's father. My name is Marcelo.
Make kiss your daughter. There we go. Shake his hand. All right. Watch out for the dress. Hand your flowers up over here. There you go. Yep. Right. Well, Stephanie and Mark, I'm sure as the two of you announced your engagement, began letting your family and friends in on the plans you have for your life and for your future together, I'm sure you got a lot of wonderful advice from a lot of well-meaning people about what it takes to have a truly successful marriage, about the sacrifices and the compromises that are required in order for your relationship to be one of the ones that truly works on every level. And far be it from me to stand here today and tell you that any of that advice is misgiven or ill-conceived or wrong in any way. Okay, I am going to tell you one thing, and that is that today, none of that matters at all. Because today we're here to celebrate a miracle. And that miracle is that out of all the people on this planet, all the people in this country, all the people in your home state, your hometown, everyone you've ever known, the two of you not only managed to find one another, you also managed to recognize within one another that certain something, that indefinable spark you wanted to pull inside your heart and plant like a seed so that it would grow and blossom, pulling you not only closer to one another, but also closer to this perfect day and this exciting journey you're about to begin. That's a miracle. Despite what they tell us in songs and stories and in the movies, it just doesn't happen every day. So on behalf of these good folks gathered here today as witness, I'd like to congratulate you both. First of all, for having the wisdom to recognize your soulmate when you found them, and secondly, for having the courage to stand up and step forward and commit your lives and your hearts to one another's safekeeping. As Paul tells us in the first letter to the Corinthians, if I speak with the tongues of men and of angels, but have not love, I am as blaring brass on crashing cymbal. If I hold in my mind not only all human knowledge, but have the very secrets of God, and if I have faith that can move mountains, but have not love, then I amount to nothing at all. This love I speak of is patient and kind, never jealous or envious, never boastful or proud, never haughty or selfish or rude. Love does not demand its own way and is not irritable or touchy. If you love someone, you'll be loyal to them no matter what the cost. You'll always believe in them, always expect the best of them, and always stand your ground in defending them, for love never fails. There are three things in this world that truly last forever: faith, hope, and love. And the greatest of these, the one that brings us here together today at this moment, is the love that the two of you have for one another. Now, Stephanie and Mark, this love that we speak of today, this love that you profess for one another and plan to use as a foundation on which to build your life and your marriage, that love is a promise. But before you can begin to reap the benefits of that promise in your life and in your future, you must first make smaller, more intimate promises to one another. And with that in mind, Mark has something he'd like to say to Stephanie.
I, Mark Felsenthal, take you, Stephanie Zambati, to be my best friend and eternal partner in marriage. As husband and wife, I know that it feels like the world is always against us, but with you, we always come through on top. From our first date at Blossom, where we talked so long, we closed the restaurant down before we could even order our food. I knew we had tackled a lot of obstacles in our relationship, and because of that, I know our love will only get stronger every day. I promise to always be by your side for whatever challenges come our way, whether it is a plant business today or furthering yourself in your career in the future. When life gets a little crazy, I'm always happy to know that I come home to you every day to make life right again.
Mark, do you bind yourself to these vows as you bind yourself to this marriage?
I do.
Now Stephanie has something she'd like to say to Mark. It's a little longer.
Mark, in all of my wildest dreams, I never imagined myself marrying the jerk police officer that pulled me over and gave me a ticket. For over the past 6 years, we've had huge triumphs and literal disasters together. But one thing has remained constant, my love for you. If anything, my love and admiration for you has grown stronger and greater with each passing day. Your selflessness and dedication to our little family reassures me that you are the person I was meant to spend the rest of my life with. As your wife, I promise to watch endless reruns of MASH with you as we eat breakfast in the morning. I promise to let you win a few rounds of Tetris, mini golf, and pool every now and then. I vow to honor you, support you, and be your rock when life is just a little too overwhelming. I vow to be the woman that you inspired me to be and the woman that you deserve. I love you, Mark. I always have. I always will. I can't wait to see where this adventure called life takes us, and I will always have your 6.
Stephanie, do you bind yourself to these vows as you bind yourself to this marriage?
I do.
I just have to ask, did he fix the ticket?
He paid for it.
Oh. It's still on your record.
I know.
Okay, one of these things we'll have to work out. That's all right. May I have the rings, please? The ring, I had to know. The rings that Stephanie and Mark are about to exchange with one another, the same rings that you'll wear on each and every day of your married life together, are a symbol. A symbol expressed not only between the two of you and representative of the depth of your love for one another, your commitment to your life and your future, but also symbolic of your relationship to the world at large. First and foremost, the ring is a circle that begins today at this moment and continues on without end, wrapping itself around your hearts and your lives and the future you hope to make together as a married couple. Symbolically, the ring becomes the knot that lives at the center of your love for one another. That part of your love that keeps the two of you bound tightly together while the rest of the world tries to separate you and send you spinning off in opposite directions. Secondly, the ring is made of a precious metal to signify how precious this relationship is to the two of you. And because it's precious, it should be protected. It should be taken care of and kept safe from harm. And yet, because it's also treasure, it should also be taken out from time to time and shown off. Not so that other people might be jealous or resentful of the love the two of you have for one another, but so that others might realize through your example that, well, if such a love is possible for Stephanie and Mark, perhaps such a love is possible for me in my life as well. That's part of the mission of married couples in the world today now, isn't it? To go out and prove in all that you do that true love and happily ever after is indeed a real possibility. Not just for the two of you, but for each of us with the courage to believe. And finally, the ring is your way of saying silently yet loudly to the world at large that you've forsaken all others. That this is the person I've chosen. This is the person I'll live with and love with. It's the person I'll start a family with, stand next to and support for all my days upon this earth. Think about this as you exchange these vows and wear these rings in each and every day of your married life together. Mark, if you'll take this ring and go ahead and put it on the ring finger of Stephanie's left hand. Each of you take one of these. There we go. And Mark, you go first. Stephanie, you respond.
Stephanie, I give you this ring as a symbol of my love. As it encircles your finger, may it remind you always that you are surrounded always by my enduring love.
Mark, I will wear it gladly. Whenever I look at it, I remember this joyous day and the vows that we've made.
And now, Stephanie, if you'll take this ring, place it on the ring finger of Mark's left hand, and reverse the questions.
Have a fat knuckle.
There we go.
Mark, I give you this ring as a symbol of my love. As it encircles your finger, may it always remind you that you are surrounded always by my enduring love.
Stephanie, I will wear it gladly. Whenever I look at it, I'll remember this joyous day and the vows we've made.
Let's take a moment now and go before God in prayer and ask the blessings on the two of you on this wonderful, most perfect of days. Most gracious Heavenly Father, we ask your blessings today on Stephanie and Mark. We ask you to guide them and keep them in all that they do and help them to realize that no matter what life has to offer, no matter how high the highs or how low the lows, they need never walk alone. That you're always with them to guide them and keep them in all things. Help them to realize on this special day they become not only husband and wife, but also partner, companion, and the very best of friends. Bless them as they strive to bless one another in each and every day of their married life together. In Christ's name and sake we ask it. Amen. Now, Stephanie and Mark, I'm sure as the two of you began planning for today and deciding how everything would look and how it would go, I'm sure there were some days when everything came together perfectly. And you knew that today was going to be exactly what it's become. The most wonderful, the most beautiful, the most perfect wedding day that any two people could ever possibly hope for. In fact, you probably got to experience just about every emotional high and low that two people can at such a happy yet stressful time, except perhaps the opportunity to sit back and take a deep breath and enjoy what was happening to you. So on behalf of these folks gathered here today as witness, I'd like to give you that deep breath. Maybe the first one Mark's had since lunch, so just give him a second. All right? As one door closes, another opens. As one journey ends, a new one begins. Don't let this moment in between pass you by without one mental snapshot of how it feels to stand here in this moment, looking into one another's eyes, opening one another's hearts, and committing your life and your love and your future to one another in marriage. Surely this is a perfect day. The sky above our heads is blue, sea at our backs is green, the sand at our feet is white, bride is beautiful, groom is handsome. You're surrounded by family and friends, the people who mean more to you than anyone else in all the world. Surely there's nothing that I or anyone else can possibly do or say to improve upon the happiness and the joy and the perfection of this time in your lives and in your love for one another. And that's why, keeping all this perfection in mind, be aware that my wish for the two of you on this most happy, most joyous, most perfect of days is that today would be the worst day of your married life together. May every day from this one forward see the two of you go closer, stronger, more deeply bound by the lines of your love, your marriage, your family, your faith, and most importantly, your friendship. Because that truly is the strong foundation that all happy marriages are built on. Never forget your best friends first, and everything else falls into line after that. God bless you both.
Thank you.
And now Stephanie and Mark, inasmuch as you've signified your desire to be married, to live together as husband and wife, to the exchanging of vows and the wearing of rings, as declared here today before these family and friends who are gathered as witness, it is with great pleasure, through the power vested in me by God in his heaven, who always looks down with a smile on his face and a song in his heart whenever two people are joined together in love and marriage, that I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss. I introduce for the first time
Love
Mrs.
keeps
Mark
getting
Felsenthal.
better with the passing time. Tastes sweeter on my lips. Countless days roll by. It can make a man grow bitter, but you've made this man better. After all these years, after all these years, I still love you. Through every single tear we've ever cried. 'Cause after all these years, it brought the two of us right here. No place I'd rather be. After all these years, it takes a little faith for a man to move a mountain. Takes a whole lot more to move a man set in his ways. But there's a way about you that leads me to redemption. You always keep me moving after all these years. And after all these years, I still love you. Through every single tear we've ever cried. 'Cause after all these years, it brought the two of us right here. No place I'd rather be. After all these years. did then. And I know I'll love you more tomorrow morning when I wake up beside you. Sunlight on your face. In 100 years from now, I'll look at you and say, after all these years, I still love you. Through every single tear we've ever cried. 'Cause after all these years, I brought the two of us right here. No place I'd rather be. After all these years, no place I'd rather be. After all these years. I still want you next to me after all these years.
Put your hands together and give a big round of applause as husband and wife making their first appearance, Mr. and Mrs. Mark Felsenthal. Up first is the maid of honor with her speech.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. On behalf of Steph and Mark, I would like to thank you all for being here this evening to celebrate the lovely couple. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Carly, Steph's maid of honor. Public speaking isn't really my forte and gives me horrible anxiety, so Steph, I hope you know just how much I love you. So Steph and I actually met around 10 years ago in undergrad as fellow RAs. And I think we both didn't really like each other at first. But things clearly worked out for the better, and I can't imagine not being here to celebrate you and Mark on your next step into the future. So my friendship with Steph really solidified after she had orchestrated a birthday celebration for me, even though we hadn't really gotten to know each other quite well yet. And after that, we pretty much became inseparable and really bonded over our shared mutual obsession with trash TV, stuffing our faces with way too much junk food, spending most of our paychecks on clothes, and never quite growing out of our emo phases.
Never. Pop punk never dies.
I remember Steph being immediately smitten with Mark from that first moment that he pulled her over for a broken headlight, which is such a Steph thing to get pulled over for. Since then, I've had the pleasure of watching the love between Mark and Steph grow over the last 6 years, from them buying a house together, to them welcoming 2 adorable little dogs into their homes and hearts, to watching Steph anxiously, and not quite so patiently, wait for Mark to propose. Steph and I have talked extensively about how they make each other better versions of themselves. And I have never seen Steph happier than she is when she's with Mark. And though they've been fighting and bickering like an old married couple for the last 4 years, I can't imagine a better person for Steph to go on all of life's adventures with than Mark. And I know they will continue to fall in love with each other a little more each day for the rest of their lives. I love you both to the moon and back. Cheers to the bride and groom.
Give Carly another hand for her beautiful speech. I'd like to thank you all for being here for Mark and Steph. Fantastic wedding. Obviously, now not looking so good, but we got it in. Thank you to Stephanie's parents, Mark's parents, my parents, for putting up with us and giving their love and support to us during this stressful time, I guess. A little bit. Yeah. For those that don't know me, I am Paul. I am Mark's brother. What can I say? How much trouble we gotten in? Just that? That's it. Yeah. As the poet Dante once said, a great flame follows a little spark. And when Mark met Stephanie, there was a little spark. Just a little one. Probably if the bumpers hitting together or something like that. The headlight. There you go. From the way he talked about Stephanie, this girl he pulled over, you could tell there was something special. Steph, I was hoping you're the best looking person here today. Sorry, Mark. Not so much. I've got no leg to stand on either, so. You look radiant. You make my brother really, really happy. He's always smiling when he's talking about you. So, you know, there's something there, right? He's a good guy. He's the best person you can have by your side. I know a lot of the groomsmen who work with him will definitely tell you the same thing. He will always be there for you, no matter what. I'm so happy you two found each other. I mean it when I say that I'm getting a great sister today. You two are fantastic together. May the flame burn long and the sparks continue to fly. Everybody, let's toast the newlyweds. Cheers to them and to many long, happy years. I can't tell you guys all how much I appreciate your all being here. I've got an extensive family. Steph's got an extensive family. There's many reasons why people couldn't be here today. But the fact that you guys all came out here, took up your own time, I can't explain to you guys how appreciative I am. That I've got so many loved family members and friends that all came out for me. I am terrible at speeches. It's a Felsenthal thing. But you'll learn to love it, I guess. It's just indescribable, the amount of joy that I have. But most importantly, the amount of joy that you give Steph, because we've been through hell and back. This last couple days, I don't even talk about years, I'm talking the last couple days have been rough. I've got the brunt end of most of it, but it's been rough. She's happy now. She's married now. So, again, thank you all so very much. And let's see if Steph's got something better than I do, because I'm really rough. I apologize, guys.
Well, first of all, I want to start by saying that I am so sorry that my voice sounds like this. As Mark said, we have been through so much in the last couple of days. But honestly, being here with you guys, everyone dedicating their time, their energy, their loving vibes to being here with us, to celebrate us, to be in a beautiful place like Florida. I mean, mini vacation and a wedding at the same time. Could you really ask for more? We are beyond happy and grateful. Don't even have the words. I wish I had better words. But it means so much to us that every single one of you guys made it out, because when we first started talking about planning our wedding, destination wedding, we were like, man, we'll be lucky if we get like 15 people, you know? And to have this beautiful turnout and just to be surrounded by family, friends, and loved ones, I don't even have the words for you guys. Thank you so much. I hope you guys enjoy the scenery. I mean, not so much the thunderstorms, but I hope you guys enjoyed the beautiful scenery, the beautiful weather, the beach, the food, the drinks, the music, the atmosphere, and most of all, thank you so much for coming out to support me and Mark more than anything else. And please enjoy yourselves. Drink, eat, be merry.
Since I met you, I didn't know it, that underneath it all, you started something. On a Saturday night, I was doing just fine. I was out on my own, didn't want nobody else. Then I opened my eyes and I put down my pride. I was holding you closer than anybody else. When the lights me